Hi, this is Miss Pellegrin. So this is number 9 on your study guide. You had x plus 5 is greater than 6. So we do need x to be by itself. So we are going to do the additive inverse of positive 5. So we're subtracting 5 from both sides. And so then we're left with x is greater than or equal to 1. So we have equal to, so we need one that is a closed circle. So B cannot be the correct answer because it is open, and D cannot be the correct answer because it is also an open circle. And then X had to be greater than or equal to 1. So this is to 6. It could be any of these numbers as well. So A had to be our answer because this is showing x is greater than or equal to 6. So you did have to show that you were going to the side. Okay, number 10. So number 10 would be a 2-step. Number 9 was a 1-step. 4x minus, and we need to change that 9 to a 1. So 4x minus 1 is less than 15. So first step is we're doing the additive inverse, the number that does not have a variable. So we're left with 4x is less than 16. And then we multiply by the reciprocal. So times 1/4. So x is not equal, less than 16 over 4. X is less than 4. Our symbol only reverses if we multiply by a negative number. We are multiplying by a positive number. So therefore our symbol is going to stay in the same direction. On number 11, please add. This is the diameter. So the diameter is going to be 38. We want to find the circumference. So when you look at your formulas, you would see C equals pi d. You want the letter C. So C equals, for circumference, instead of using pi, we're going to do 3.14, and then the diameter is 38. Okay, and so when we multiply that, we get 119 point, I think it was 32, but when you multiply those two numbers, and it's circumference, so it should be meters. That might not be correct. I don't have my calculator that I can use at this moment, so do check that. Okay, find the area of a Ferris wheel if the diameter of the Ferris wheel is 250. So the diameter is 250. Your area formula is A is equal to pi r squared, so with the small 2. And you need to look at your formula sheet when you're doing these kinds of problems. There is no diameter, there's no D in that formula. So you have to find what your radius is going to be. So we do our diameter divided by 2, gives us our radius. So 250 divided by 2 gives me 125. So A is equal to, instead of pi, we're putting 3.14. Instead of r, we're doing 125 squared. And then we solve. So that gives me 3.14 times 125 squared. So that's 125 times 125. I don't have my calculator on me. 2 times 5 is 10. 2. Add 2 zeros. 1, 5, 2, 1. Okay, so that gives me 15,000. 625. And then you would multiply those two and you get 45,000 something. Do it in your calculator. Okay, on this one, I need you to change. This should be BXC. Sorry about that. So we're looking for this angle right here, BXC. This is what we're looking for. We have that this is a 90-degree angle. And they tell us CXD. CXD is 29 degrees. We know that a straight line equals 180. So if we do 180 minus 29, we get 151 minus the 90 degrees that we have there. So we subtracted this and we subtracted this, the two things we knew, and we have 61 degrees as our answer. Okay. And then finally on number 14, they want to know the expression that you could use in order to solve this. Which ones would be equivalent? Okay, so we can do this just like we did finding the area. So we're finding the area of the whole shape. Well, we have a triangle right here as part of our trapezoid. And a triangle's formula is 1/2 base times height. And then we have another triangle right here. So we would add the second triangle, and then we have a rectangle. So the formula for a rectangle is length times width. Okay, so 1/2 base, so the base of my triangle is 5, so times 5, times the height of my triangle is 10, plus 1/2 times, and this is the exact same triangle over here, so 5 times 10, plus my rectangle is an 8 by 10, so plus 8 times 10. So if we look at this, we have 1/2 times 10 times 5. So that is this little part right here. It's just written in a different order. And again, we have that again. And then plus 8 times 10. So then that's what we have again. So that is showing the formulas, the triangle, plus the triangle, plus the rectangle. Okay. Then we can look at it. We can do 1/2 times 5 times 10. Well, 5 times 10 is 50 times 1/2 plus, and we have the same thing, 1/2 times 50. That's just one way. You could also plug it all into your calculator, like I told y'all before. 1/2 of 50 is 25 plus 25 plus 8 times 10 is 80. 25 plus 25 is 50. So if you notice, I'm just simplifying it. It can go all the way to 130. Well, if I look up here, I've got 50 plus 80, so we know 50 plus 80 is 130. So this is equivalent. We see it right here. If I look right here, 5 times 10, well, 5 times 10 is 50. So this is 50 plus 80 as well, which also gives me 130. Here we have 50 plus 80, which again gives me 130. So that's equivalent. 1/2 times 18, so 1/2 of 18 is 9, and 1/2 of 8 is 4. Well, 9 plus 4 gives me 13, not 180. So this would not be a correct selection. So I'd have to find the answer that did each of these things, and then make sure, of course, that you are showing your work. Make sure on your study guide you have all of your work and all of the correct answers circled to be turned in tomorrow for your test.